Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have a wonderful Raw review. Jam-packed. This is a kind of one of those Raws that you don't really expect. I'm coming off of a SmackDown that was also jam-packed. I kind of like what they've been doing. This free TV has been a pretty top tier right now, so let's jump into it. This is the Raw from the 9th of June, just in case, you don't see the title. So we started off with John Cena talking about how he has had no competition coming back, which then prompted CM Punk to come down. This is a generational feud. We needed this before the ending of John Cena. Like of course, like Cena has mentioned that like he doesn't want it to be fantasy booking, where it's like he doesn't want to people to just get the matches that we want to see. But that's what it's gonna be. It's all about money. This whole thing's about money and making a perfect run for him. If you hate him as a heel, if you love him as a heel, having him against certain people are going to be way more generational and amazing to see. And this is the next person. Obviously, Randy Orton was up there. R-Truth was up there. I mean, those were all people that he's had great giant feuds with. I mean, obviously, me personally think AJ Styles would still be a good option out there, and obviously we got some other people that hopefully gets a shot of it. So we start this off, and yeah, this was just great. This is just kind of exactly what I wanted to see. It's somebody that can go to toe to Cena on the mic. Obviously Cody Rhodes, I think, had a great job with it. I think Randy Orton did a really good job also. So they've been having those feuds where it's good when it really comes down to it. John Cena shows up here, and he's probably not showing up until closer to the actual Night of Champions. So they need somebody to go out there and carry the whole feud from week to week or week every other week. So obviously CM Punk is going to be great for this. I'm putting this up in S tier. I hope it happens. There's always a shot that we might not see this, or Seth Rollins cashes in and makes it messy, but that's a whole different video and a whole different thing. So yeah. And speaking of Seth Rollins, he made his presence known right after that, showing that he has Money in the Bank. I think he's going to be a menace. I think this is going to be a little bit slower burn. I at least hope it is. Obviously, he needs to cash in at the right time. He's the architect. He's the visionary. He's got a plan, and I feel like that should be what we do. So we put that also up in S tier. And then, not to mention, we got the Night of Championship match guaranteed, or like it's gonna happen at Night of Champions. They alluded that that's where they wanted, and then it was made official later in the show. But I figured I'd put it here. Like I said, it's just one of those check off boxes. If you're looking at John Cena to have the best wrestling matches of his entire life at the end of his career, you're not going to see that. But if you're going to see feuds close up and finish, or at least get like a extra shot or an extra chapter that will be a final chapter in all of his feuds, I think we'll see more of that than anything. And this is another one of those cases. So I'm putting it up in S tier. I'm happy about it. I am perfectly fine to see that at Night of Champions. Then we get the bracket for the Night of Champions. We obviously had two qualifying matches. It was kind of interesting. I'll have a whole video on it probably tomorrow. But yeah, we had a mystery person down there on the Raw side, which could be a host of people, and then we also obviously later got teased that Asuka is back, which is one of my favorites, which we'll see. But yeah, Night Championship bracket looks pretty sick. I think we know who the clear favorites are winning, but I'm still pretty excited, so I'll put that up in S tier. Next up, we had the Fatal Four Way for the first spot or not first spot, but like the advance to the semifinals. It was Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, not Raquel Rodriguez. I was just looking at the picture, and it's Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and Kairi Sane. Now, this is a stacked match. Like, this absolutely ate. Obviously, somebody was gonna have to take the pin here. I mean, you kind of knew it was going to be Kyrie because, unfortunately, out of the three, like, you're not going to well, obviously, Roxanne won, so you're not going to have her pin Liv because then that doesn't work with the Judgment Day, and you're not going to have Rhea lose here. And yeah, I don't really necessarily know what they're doing with Rhea right now, but I'm kind of cool with this match. I mean, Roxanne's having that rookie year. Like, that is the rookie right here. There is no better year other than maybe Sheamus's for winning the title. But if she can capture a title by the end of the year, this will be the best rookie year that I've ever seen in existence. So The match itself was really good. Put it up in A tier. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of good back and forths. It was a really solid match. I'd almost put it in S tier. It was just obviously, I don't know. I maybe do I want to change it? Nah, I think A tier. I think it was an incredible match, but I think it's a solid A. Next up was Chad Gable versus AJ Styles. Honestly, I think this one would have been absolutely better if Chad wasn't absolutely gassed. I think it's just he had a long weekend, so I feel like they kind of like went out there, did their thing, and got home. So I wasn't exactly happy about it. I still thought it was a really solid match. I was really excited to get it, but I kind of rather have got him at full strength, and obviously they were playing up the injury that Chad Gable has, so that kind of sucked. I put it in B. Still solid. That was on the show, but I wasn't necessarily a fan of it. Next up, we had Becky Lynch come down, talk about, winning the IC title and all her crazy delusions. Her character is now kind of turning more like Kevin Owens kind of character. I don't know if I like that or don't like that. Because it was like a little bit that she was just arrogant. Now she's just kind of being delusional. So I don't know. Lyra came down there to go beat her up. And then then Bailey attacked her from behind, which even on this still that you see of Lyra, she seemed confused. Like she genuinely seemed like she didn't know Bailey was going to be there, um, which is weird. But I'm really, really feeling this as a triple threat at Revolution. Like that is something, like a IC title triple threat there at Evolution, I think would absolutely eat. So I'll put this whole segment up in A. I want to kind of see what they're going with it, but I was glad to see Bailey back. All of that was kind of fun. And so, yeah, that was pretty solid A there. Next up, we had R-Truth. Now, Ron Killings coming down, having a promo of his life, just thanking the fans for saving him and cutting off all his hair. It was wild, but I'm kind of cool to see what they're going to do with him. Obviously, there's two trains of thoughts here. There's either that this is going to fail miserably and he's not going to be used, like he'll get a feud and then we won't see him again, or it will be something generational that he will have a awesome run to finish out whatever this deal is. So I guess we'll see. I'm gonna put it up in S tier. I'm really excited to see what happens. Obviously, our truth is on the older side, so like the wrestling's not gonna be that great. But I'm always cool to try to see how I wouldn't even say reinventing himself because he's had his Ron Killings, like self personality, whatever you want to call it. I'm just kind of excited to see it in WWE and this area of wrestling to see what happens. Then we had a Mr. Iguana vignette. He's obviously taken the whole world by storm. I kind of like that they put this on Raw. I definitely think he's going to get a performance. A lot of people thought maybe he's the mystery person in the tournament. Very possible, but I'm going to put this up in S tier. I think absolutely mark the crap out of this because everybody lost their mind over this whole entire thing. Then we had the men's side of the bracket. Now, this one was interesting because I was like, I don't know who's going to win, but Sammy's definitely taking the pin. And then Sammy won. I kind of got what they were doing because I was like, oh, Sammy maybe winning the whole thing and facing Jay at SummerSlam? That sounds like fun. Well, that's not gonna happen if you watch the whole show. So I don't actually know what here. I didn't necessarily like this match as much. I think there was a lot of cool spots, but I feel like yeah, Dom taking the pin was wild. Sammy winning was wild. And yeah, I kind of really thought this was going to be a Braun Breaker situation where he won here to face possibly what would be Cody Rhodes in the next one if Cody pulls his bracket off, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on here, but I guess Sammy versus no, this the Sammy. I can't actually remember now. Is this? Yeah, this is the top of the bracket. So yeah, this would face Randy Orton's bracket, which I don't think Randy's gonna win, but yeah, we'll go on all that whole different thing. But yeah, this match itself I thought was okay. I put it in B. I kind of was a little disappointed. It definitely felt kind of messy also compared to the women's match, but I was just a little bit more shocked, which I guess a good thing, right? Then next up, we're going to talk about Asuka coming back, give her a little bit of a vignette, talking about all her accomplishments, and that she'll be back next week. Absolutely going to love this. I don't think she'll win her bracket. I think it's going to be Stephanie Vercor, but I'm just happy to see her back. I mean, she's my goat. She's my favorite wrestler. I love a lot of the other competitors in the women's division, but Asuka was my start, I guess. I don't know. My first one that I've always really liked, and I would still love to see what she can do in the ring. So, Queen of the Ring does sound pretty cool of accomplishment for Asuka to win, and her versus Kairi Sane, not Kairi Sane, versus Io Sky at SummerSlam could absolutely cook. So I personally am holding with bated breath. That is my personal sentimental first round, or like my first pick to win the whole tournament. But I guess we'll see what happens. Then we had the return of Nikki Bella. She talked about how the women's division has just took off, and she named a bunch of women and did not name Liv, which pissed off Liv. I honestly like the feud, love it for Evolution if that's what they're going for. The only issue is I wish the tag team titles would be defended at some point. So unless it's a Bella Twin reunion or she teams with somebody for the tag team titles, I kind of don't care as much for that part. Not that I don't care about the feud, I just feel like we should get all of the women's titles. Every women's title should be defended on it, including the NXT title. Maybe not the North American NXT title, but the NXT title should also be on this card. And like, yeah, I feel the tag team should also be there. So I'm gonna put this till Ness. It was great to see. I never really was part of the diva era of wrestling. I kind of watched wrestling before it was a big boom, and then after when the women's division was just the women's division and we didn't have to call them divas. So she doesn't have much like a sentimental like return for me, but she really went out there and had a pretty good promo, and I would like to see Liv against her because that'd be also very good. Then we had a very shocking main event, Jay versus Gunther, and Gunther winning. Honestly, I don't really know what to think about all this. Like Jay's title run was less than desirable in certain ways. I think they booked him to look extremely weak at a lot of times. And going out on this is kind of crazy because this match absolutely cooked. I felt like this was a great match. This was way better than the WrestleMania match. This is probably Jay's best match that I've seen him in probably in forever, like just pure thing. And I don't know what they're gonna do with Jay after this. Honestly, the only thing that honestly makes any type of sense would be to reunite him with Jimmy to do stuff like that. I just don't see what they do here. So I guess I don't know. I don't know. I thought the match was great. I put it up in A. Like I said, it was a great match. Um, I just don't know story wise what they're doing with all this. So unless like Jay's legitimately hurt, I could see them doing this for Jay, but I don't know. But overall, this is a solid Raw. Like this was really good. A lot of S tier segments, like I have up at the top. Obviously, pretty much all the segments I thought were S tier. The matches themselves were, A or B's, which was still pretty good for a show. Obviously, there's only 4 matches on the entire 2.5 hour program, so sometimes if you have a stinker in there, it could really drag the episode down. But I think all the matches were good. I guess I feel most disappointed at the AJ Styles Chad Gable because I feel like we could have got a little bit more from that. But everything else I thought was pretty solid. And yeah, if you guys like this type of content, there'll be tons of wrestling content, especially this week. I'm gonna have Money in the Bank, Aftermath videos. We're gonna have some King of the Ring stuff, Queen of the Ring, like all of that will be coming up. So I hope you guys all enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.